Good afternoon. Today we will be discussing Chapter 5, Program Models for English Language Learners. We will be conducting an interview over the discussion questions at the end of the chapter. We are Group 1, and my name is Iveta Escamilla.
I'm Larissa Rodriguez.
Raquel Aguilar.
Conrado Javier Martin.
Parents, desires of the community, resources available from the school, and basically the collaboration between teachers and administration. Some other questions that you might ask could be what languages do the ELLs speak, and what are their prior education, or how many certified bilingual teachers does the school have? As the other question, the pull-out, one program that I'm familiar with is the pull-out English as a second language, where an ESL teacher pulls out the ELLs from the class to provide ESL instruction for about 30 to 60 minutes. And another program that I'm familiar with would be the transitional bilingual education called an early exit program. And in this one, they target ELs who speak the same language. And the main goal is to transition to the ELs to an English medium classroom as quick as possible. And do you feel these programs they're appropriate and effective? The one that's appropriate and effective for me would be the pull out English as a second language, because the transitional bilingual education program quickly makes the students go into English medium classroom without allowing them to practice their own language. And basically, what they become in the future, it will be a monolingual student, and that would affect the students in the long term. What minimally should be included in any program models for ELs? Why are these components critical? What can result if one or more of these components are left out of a program for the ELs?
Okay, so for the following, appropriate models for a school must be determined by teachers and administrators working collaboratively to study the characteristics and the needs of the ELLs unless feasible in a school environment. Now, the three components that fall under that is English as a second language, content area and instruction, and primary language support. This is the sensitive issues of segregation. When might separate classrooms or programs be needed?
They might be needed when you have too many ELLs and it's disrupting the classroom in a sense, but in reality, I wouldn't say that it's really necessary. I would think it'd be a better fit for all students to keep them combined, follow the mainstream classrooms. Some schools have different ratios that they can do. They have like the 50-50, which is whether it's in English and Spanish, whether it's a 90 or 10, 90% of it is in their home language and 10% is in English, and then from there the ratios differentiate. So I think that's a much better approach on teaching the ELLs.
Okay, and what are some possible solutions to this segregation problem that still address the needs of the ELLs?
I think the problem with segregation is segregation. We shouldn't segregate them. We should keep them together and have them learn from each other, because they all speak both languages, especially here in the South. Most kids here are bilingual already, so why separate them? Have them learn from each other, let them use their home language, adjust to them. All teachers should be able to relate to their children. They all should know, who they are, what they're coming from, and speak to them at their levels of understanding. What is the difference between English as a second language and sheltered instruction?
English as a second language, or ESL for short, and sheltered instruction are both instructional programs that involve English language learners in learning the language of English. But there are several differences between the two terms. For ESL, it's an academic program that's designed to teach English to students who are not yet proficient in the language. And with sheltered instruction, the educational instruction gets special designs in order to make it comprehensive to ELLs while promoting English development. Basically, the main focus for ESL is teaching English to English language learners, and for sheltered instruction, teaching academic content like science, math, and other subjects with an emphasis on English during the lectures.
And what would you say are the pros and the cons of each of the English medium and bilingual education program models that we find in the field today?
For English medium, the pros may include helping students learn a language who didn't receive help at all from staying in English only classrooms. Students receive greater processes in both languages and academic development than they would have without English medium models, and make school experiences more enjoyable. The cons include students not feeling more comfortable due to the pull-out model, in which students will get pulled out during the middle of the main lectures in their main classes. They would then miss out on important instruction in their classes, resulting in horrifying grades that would affect them in their futures. And it may also lead teachers to view that ELLs are mainly the responsibility of the ESL teachers. Bilingual education program pros also include learning a second language would help them in their careers and into their future, along with traveling to foreign countries during their vacation routes and having less problems with communication. The cons, however, include the difficulty in the fluency and the pronunciation of learning the new language and trying to remember all the new vocabulary they have learned, since it's hard to pronounce for them. But all in all, these two programs may be helpful for people in learning a new language.